Let's get started. Today we're going to talk about the roles and responsibilities during the design process. And also we are going to talk about the different type of engineering drawings. In the previous lectures, we discussed the design process. And also we discussed the steps of the design process. And also we discussed the design requirement. Today we are gonna discuss the roles and responsibilities during the design process. So for any execution, for any project, we have main parties participating in that. We have the client, and we have the consultant, and we have the contractor, and we have the supervisor. So we have the client, and we have the consultant or the designer, we have the contractor, we have the project supervisor. Sometimes the consultants also serve as project supervisor. We need to discuss what is the roles and responsibility for each and every one of them. But before that, we need to understand how the design process is going to take place between those main parties. Everything is going to start it with the client. The client is going to start the project because the client, he has the idea and he has the money in order to proceed the project. Then the client will go to the consultant and the consultant will come up with the design itself. The design, of course, the design, it could be in engineering drawing form. Then in order to turn the design into something real, we are going to go to the construction process. And the construction process, it will be done by the contractor, and the supervisor is going to make sure that the contractor is going to do everything according to the specification. So with the help of the consultant, we are going to do the design, and with the help of the contractor, we are going to finish with the construction, and the supervisor will going to make sure that everything has been done according to the standard. So let's start with the client. What is the role of the client? The client is the project initiator, and he is the owner of the project, of course. He is the one who's going to start the project. Without a client, there is no project. So what is the responsibility of the client during the project? He's responsible for the cost of the project. He's going to pay money for the all the parties, and also he is responsible for the approval and the legalities. Because the project should be approved by the authority. So he should go to the authority and make sure that he got the approval for his project. So who is the client? The client could be individual. It could be someone by himself. He want to, for example, construct a house, or a wealthy individual who want to build a tower. Also, it could be companies, or it could be a corporation, or it could be entity like a country or something like that. Then we are going to also talk about the role of the consultant or the designer. So what is the role of the consultant? The consultant should prepare the design documents, which mean that the engineering drawings, and he should specify the specification. Because the contractor is going to build the project according to the specification. And also he's going to prepare cost estimates so that the owner will get an idea how much money the project is going to cost him. So what is the responsibility of the consultant? The responsibility of a consultant, he should make sure that the design is going to go smoothly in terms of safety, serviceability, and compliance with building regulation. In other words, he is responsible of the soundness of the design. Then we have the contractor. The contractor is the one who's going to build the project. So he is the builder. He's going to provide all materials, and he's going to construct the project. Also, we'll talk about the responsibility of the contractor. So what is the responsibility of the contractor during the project? He's going to construct the project in accordance with the design and the specification. The design, of course, it has been done by the consultant, and also the specification, it has been specified by the consultant. He should also maintain safety during the project. He also should maintain a schedule. For example, he should say that the project is going to finish within 2 years, and he should make sure that the project is going to maintain that specific schedule. Finally, we have the supervisor. So what is the role of supervisor? As the name suggests, the supervisor is going to supervise the project and looks after the interests of the client. So he is like a guardian for the rights of the client. You want to make sure that the client is not going to robbed off. So what is the responsibility of the supervisor? He's going to ensure the quality in all aspects. He makes sure that the type of the material is good. You also want to make sure that the workmanship also is good. You want to make sure that every structural elements complies with the design and the specification. And if there is any mistake from the contractor, the supervisor should report that to the client. So the supervisor is going to make sure that the work of the contractor is according to the design and the specification. Then we have the visibility study. Remember when we talk about the design process, we say that we have a problem and we need to come up with solution. And we mentioned that we are going to come up with more than one solution. So I'm going to have more than one solution. Then the best solution is going to meet requirements more than the others. And during the visibility study, like we said that for many projects where alternatives or options are possible, visibility study is first carried out. We need to carry visibility study. So what is the purpose of visibility study? The final decision to go ahead with the project depends on the finding of the visibility study. So during the visibility study, we want to make sure that will that project is going to pay off or not. Otherwise, I'm going to look to other option. And also here in this step, we say that the consultant is going to come up with a design. The design is just like engineering drawings. So we have engineering drawings. So it's important to understand the engineering drawings. So here we are going to talk about the engineering drawings. The architect makes a number of proposals, keeping in mind the requirement of the building, and discusses with the client, and changes are made according to his wishes. So the architect, of course, the architect is a part of the consultant office, is going to sit down with the client. He's going to show the client many proposals, and then he is going to discuss that with the client, and they may change something from the proposal according to the wishes of the client. Then these drawings are made attractive even by colors, and if needed, of course, so that it's going to be appealing for the client. Also, perspectives are also drawn to impress the client, like a model, and for example, making a building in 3D using 3D Max or any of these fancy software, so that you are going to impress the client, and the client is going to approve the proposal. So the first kind of drawing is the line sketch. So the architect, we're gonna make a sketch like that. We are going to propose, let's say here we are going to put the playroom, here we are going to put the kitchen, and he's going to show the client the line sketch. So if the client is okay with this one here, then we are going to produce further drawing. So the line sketch is the first sketch drawn. And also the lines here is representation of the building, and also it's going to be done using freehand drawing without any engineering tools or any computer software like AutoCAD. And of course, this is going to be drawn in a presence of the clients. The client is going to be here. He is going to be with the architect during this process, so that if the client has any changes, then the architect is going to change that according to the wishes of the client. Then also we have the site plan. The site plan is a top view, is the bird's eyes view of the property that is shown to scale. So like you can see here, here is the site of the project. Here we have the proposed residence. The project is going to be constructed here. So this is the build area. So during the site plan, we need to identify the location of the proposed area. And also in the site plan, we should see the properties line. So this one, for example, is a property line. Here I have a neighbor, and here I have a neighbor. I have another property. So in the site plan, I'm going to show to see the property line here and here. And also I'm going to see the existing and the proposed building and structure. So here is a proposed building and structure. And also I'm going to see the distance between the buildings. So I'm going to see the distance from here to here, and from here to here, and from here to here. So I know the distance from the other property. I'm also going to see the distance between the building and the property lines here, distance between the building and the property line. And also I'm going to see the parking lots. For example, here is going to be the place where you are going to park your cars. And also you are going to see the driveway and access. So here is the access to my project from the roads, surrounding roads. Also you are going to see the surrounding streets and the width. So here the area for the project, and here we are going to see the private roads. Also you are going to see a ground sign location. We are going to identify the ground level, and also are going to see all the utilities, like the location of the well, and the location of the filtration tank, and for the rainwater storage tank, and so on. So is the purpose of the site plan. Of course, it's very important, the site plan, so that the contractor can locate the place for his materials, and also is going to help him in order to plan to construct the project. Then we have the plan. The plan is very important, and it should be done by the architect. And the plan floor is the most fundamental architectural diagram. This one is the most important architectural plan. And through the plan, we are going to show the arrangement at a particular level of the building. So for example, if this one is your building, we are going to apply horizontal section. We are going to take this out, and we are going to look from that place. So the cut here is going to be about 1 meter and 20 centimeters. So it's going to be like 1.2 meters, the level here. Then we are going to cut here. Then we are going to look from the top. Then I'm going to be able to see the walls, here the walls, and I'm going to be able to see the windows. And also, if I'm going to have, also I will be able to see the door openings and other feature at this level. So here we have a plan. We cut, we use horizontal section, which is going to be cut at 1.2 meters. Then I'm gonna see the walls and the windows and the doors and the furniture and the stairs and so on through the plan. So the plan is gonna look like that. Of course, I'm going to have more than one plan if I'm going to have more than one level. For example, here we are going to see the first floor plan, and here we can see the roof plan. So through the first floor plan, I will be able to show the arrangement for that level, the walls, the windows, the doors, the furnitures, the location of the stairs. Also, we have the elevation. The elevation is a view of the building seen from one side. So I'm going to look at the building front view from one side, and a flat elevation is a flat representation of one facade. And also, this is the most common view used to describe the external appearance of the building. So if you want to know the external appearance of the building, that is going to be through the elevation, architectural elevation drawing. Each elevation is labeled in relation to the compass direction it faces. For example, looking toward the north, you would be seeing the northern elevation of the building. And architects also use the word elevation as synonym for facade. So facade, it means elevation. So here is the picture for elevation. So through the elevation, I'll be able to see the external appearance of the building. Okay, and finally we have the cross section. The cross section, simply we call the cross section a section, and that's going to represent a vertical plane cut through the object. And the section are used to describe the relationship between different level of the building. So for example, here we have the building. We are going to use vertical plane. So this one is a vertical plane. I'm going to cut this part. Okay, then I'm going to look from that side. Then I'm going to see this. So through the section, I'll be able to describe the relation between the different level. So in other words, how did I move from that level to that level? So here, clearly, I'm going to move from this level to that level using the stairs, like that. So the section is very important to know the relation between the different levels. So here we have section view. We have a house. Then we used vertical cut so that we can see the external or the internal features. We are going to learn how to move from this level to another level. Also here we have a plan for the first floor and for the roof. Here we have 3D elevation. Here we have front elevation. Here we have side elevation. And here we have a picture for floor plan. And here we have another plan. This one is the ground floor plan, and this one is upper floor plan. Next time we are going to talk about how to submit your drawing. In order to submit your drawing, you need to go through the authorities. You need to go to authorities so that you can approve your drawings. So I'm going to stop here. If you have any questions, please ask me.